audio and video on demand. Stay connected. 830WCCO.com.
So it's really good for hitting in a door, and the door will just loosen up that way. But again, it's dangerous. It is a firearm, so we limit the use as much as we can. We have the tasers. I think you guys will all get tased during the Citizens. They told you that, right? Week 5? Okay. So we'll carry tasers in. We want to have less lethal options when we go in. Not everything, requires a lethal response. So we'll do that. The Avon shotgun I just showed you, and then we have 40 millimeter less lethal launchers that'll basically shoot. They're like Nerf balls, really hard little Nerf balls at about 300 feet per second. And it's designed just to hit somebody, stun them, and you can take them into custody. You can get them with chemical munitions in the tips, different things. I'm sure everybody saw the RNC over at St. Paul last year. They were using some of that over there. So guys are aware of what's going on around. You hear police, search warrant, sheriff's office before they hit that door, so everybody in the neighborhood knows who we are and why we're there. This house wasn't particularly big. We encountered, I think, 3 people almost immediately down on the floor here and in this other room when we came in. We had people covering them as they're coming in. As you can see, it's not as wild as it is on TV. There's not a lot of screaming, hollering, swearing. It's just controlled. We're telling people what we want them to do. Our guys are holding their areas of responsibility. You saw the guy over on the far side just holding the upstairs. That's his job, to hold it. If he sees somebody up there, we'll most likely just call that person down if we can, if they're willing to come down. We don't want to go into a danger area if we don't have to. So right now they're clearing out the back of the house. We've got a couple guys at gunpoint on the floor. A couple pit bull puppies running around in there.
Do not move a muscle. Yes, sir. You guys are good.
Yeah, we're just telling them not to move. Team's moving back through. They're going to go and clear the downstairs. Going to go clear the upstairs. There's a friendly little pit bull in there. We do encounter some that aren't so friendly, but we deal with that as we have to. Like that, and it can be used in a variety of different ways to help safely clear different areas through a house, or if you're crossing the different rams. I prefer this one because I'm not as strong as the guy that swings that one. And then a pry tool. I mean, you can go ahead and pick one up. This one's probably about 15, 18 pounds. This one's probably closer to 25, 30.
You make those?
All right, tonight we're learning about the Emergency Services Unit, or the SWAT team. This is really heavy. I don't know how they hold this, and they have the gun in front of them when they go into the bad guy's house. This helmet is heavy, too.
Yeah, this is more fun. All right, so automatic serve punch. Ever used one?
Okay.
It's a real simple concept. All you do is you take, push it up against where you're going to push.
Let's have this group move back about 3 feet just for random.
So here's what I need for you to do, is just take a practice swing at it, make sure you get the concept. It's pretty cool, easy, right? All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to come back to the back corner of the window. Don't do it until I tell you.
Breaking glass!
Face shield down. Goes right up against you. Looks good. Wow.
That was...
Now you can grab the stereo, yeah.
Pass the equipment to the next person.
All right, who's next? Who's the other one?
Make sure she picks it all up, too.
Yeah, not a problem. All right.
Don, you'll hear it. It's spring loaded, so you'll hear it. It just snaps. Because it's safety glass, if you hit any window right in the corners, it just sends a shockwave through the whole window. Okay. Okay, so try it on the metal first. Just
That's all right.
Okay.
All right, you heard the instructions.
Put your windshield down.
Take that,
Turn around, yell at the group that you're breaking glass.
All right, breaking glass.
Slow and steady.
Cool, huh?
Like that.
Cool, huh? There. Before you do it, though, what are you going to yell? That is, we need for you to be safe. This is called our safety circle, so I need everybody to remain behind the cones. Don't trip over the cord there. And the reason for that is, even though this is a controlled environment, it is our goal that once we start extrication, that we can get the victim out of the vehicle within 10 minutes. It's kind of a standard. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. A couple things to keep in mind here is it's a beautiful night. We have dry pavement. The cars are not down in a ditch with snow and sleet. Good controlled environment. A couple of things that we also do is we try to secure the vehicles, make sure they're stable. If this was a real scene, we'd probably just puncture all the tires, let the car sit down on the rims. The weight of that vehicle will keep it steady, so as we're moving around, we're not going to injure the patient. If this was a real scenario, as you see, we've got a patient in the driver's side here and one in the passenger side here. If this was a real scenario, we'd have a responder in that vehicle.
We've already done airbag surveys to make sure there's no airbags in them. People were asking why we use a center punch and not a hammer. It's going to be the one time that it actually happens. But you can hit.
Okay, we just stabilize the vehicle. Stabilize. Okay, let's cut the battery. So no electrical.
Looks solid. I got one passenger on the passenger side. All right, I think we're good.
Let's get this door open. Door's locked.
Can't get in the door.
Okay, cover the victim. Okay. Okay.
Breaking glass. Break the glass.
With the white car there is he used the tool to kind of make a point. Now he's just sawing. These things are incredibly sharp. As we said, there's a couple panes of glass and some film. It just saws right through it nice and easy. At least he makes it look easy. You have to apply a little bit of manual pressure to it. Over here what he's doing is he's using the Halligan tool to make what we call a purchase point. Sorry, keep getting in the way.
That's okay.
All he does is he pushes the tool in and he turns it. He's not swinging like a baseball bat because, again, we don't want to disturb the victim. We want to try to keep that environment safe. If the person who really is in the vehicle attending to the victim, they're probably going to cover him with a blanket and they're going to sit there and they're going to talk to him the whole way. They're going to keep him calm. They're going to let him know what's going on. The worst thing for a victim is to be in there and hear this noise and this yelling. They're in pain and they don't know what's going on. So we do everything we can to try to keep them calm and assure them. Some of these extrications can take 20, 30 minutes depending on how bad the car is. Actually, this is pretty quiet with the trucks back there in this open area. We should do it more often. Normally what we do is the weather's not so good, so we have the vehicle over where the Suburban is, and then we have people kind of stand in and out of the garage. It gets really noisy. It works actually in teams of two, and one's going to start on the windshield, one's going to do the door. This they're working. I don't know. Can we move the door all the way like that outside, or just open it? That's a real life situation. That might be all we need for this, and as the practice is just going to kind of carry on. Other than to do is really good. Can't pop the door. Make the roof off, clip, move it out of the way, take them out. That's how it works that way. I've literally came on scenes where people are trying to, they start cutting, I went out, it's like, what's going on? They're like, you can't get in, open the back door, then they pay attention. But what happens is that you can get so focused on the scene, if you're working on, you can drive the grass, you can deal with traffic, you get there and like, oh my goodness, you're crap. And you try the door and it doesn't work.
The WCCO homepage, 830wcco.com.